Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Rika.
And Big Boy Summer here bringing you MIERUKO Chan, our part 2, Hot or Not.
So last time Big Boy Sama said it was hot 4 out of 5 categories and I gave this a 1 out of 5. So let's see what we think about everything now that we've watched the whole thing. I would say that it took a different direction to what I thought it was going to take.
How so?
When I saw the first episode, I was kind of thinking like, how much time are they going to be able to sort of do this and keep it going? So I thought it was going to feel a little bit more like Dr. Ramoon. Although Dr. Ramoon was a decent anime, at some point it felt like it was getting a bit overdone.
Okay, I can see, from the first episode, I can see where you were going with that. And I'm pretty sure I highlighted a few ways that it could have gone, and I'm just glad that I was correct, that it took some of the ways that I said it would. And then some, to be honest. There were certain things that they did that came way out of left field for me personally.
I think that they were really good at misdirection during this anime, which is probably why, you kept thinking it was going to go a certain way and then it went another way. For instance, I thought that the brother was actually not real, that he was one of the ghosts as well. It turned out to be the dad. We thought the teacher Zen was bad. Turned out that he wasn't, then maybe he is.
I don't think he's bad at all, to be fair.
All I know is he found the cat abuser, stunned the guy, and now he's a missing person.
Don't hurt cats. Simple.
I like the use of misdirection during the entire thing. It kept it fresh and interesting throughout, because these things can easily start getting a little bit tired as you go along, especially because they didn't give us a lot. Like, I found myself wanting to know a lot more. Like, I wanted to know what made the spirits light and dark. Is it dark if it died with negative emotions, and light if it died with more positive emotions? Like, what exactly was it? Why were they hunting each other? I want to know why on earth they were hunting each other. I want to know why Hannah has this massive, powerful aura that can kill them without her being able to see anything else that's going on. I want to know why Miko has these powers in the first place and how she got them. And I want to know if she can actually properly interact with them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. This left a lot of questions by the end of it. One of the big questions that Ruka hasn't mentioned is, why does it look like the guardian spirits are pissed off at her? What happened there? There's so much story to go off here. I think they did a really good thing. The thing for me about this anime is the Gatmo way that is going on here. Look, yes, you had the light and dark, but you had the normal people who didn't know what was going on, i.e. like Hannah half the time, juxtaposed by the spirits having their hands and arms all over the place, and snake-like creatures and spider-like creatures all around. And seeing Miko, I'm going to call her Miko because it's easier to say, seeing Miko's reaction to the whole thing and going through that internal turmoil all the time, her not being able to rest, constantly in the state of shock, that fear all the time, it was palpable at times. And I thought that they did a really good job in telling the story, and it helped set the universe. And this is a masterclass in what world building should be like.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would also say that the anime actually intentionally throws you off on what the anime is going to be about, because when you're watching the first few episodes, they kind of seem to have a lesson or like a famous saying as the theme of the episode, such as don't judge a book by its cover and birds of a feather, with those two people who clearly messed around with their other halves. And then all of a sudden you start getting into the story from the moment you get that episode about the cats, and then they're all linked from then on, building on this story.
I want to go deeper into the world building part, because I know a lot of people have been asking me what do I mean by world building in the DMs and stuff, because obviously we're not shy about our opinions on anime. They took a snapshot which was through the lens of someone who didn't understand the world like we did, seeing it through their lens, and everything was intellectually consistent. She didn't know, so she did some research. She found out prayer beads should work, but they didn't. She found out that there's other people who can see it, but we never got to see it from their point of view. you know, like the godmother and Yulia, we don't get to see the world from their point of view. We get to see their interaction with Miko. And so we get the snapshot from her eyes, because Yulia has more knowledge about this stuff than Miko does, and so does the godmother. But we don't get privy to that information until Miko does. And it's great that they stuck to it. There was no like, here's some exposition here, here's some lore over here to help you out. You actually just got the raw, you're going through the journey, and that is one way of building the world perfectly.
Yeah, I agree with that. Speaking of Yulia, I want to talk a little bit about her character, because I feel like most people would probably like her character, but I actually did not really enjoy her that much because of her delusions in her head. She was actually dragging Hannah into a situation with this other world to get Miko to give up her cards, but she was actually putting Hannah in more danger. And I know that she didn't know that she was doing that, but if you know that someone doesn't know anything about the supernatural, why would you drag them to a haunted place? And because in her head she was so amazing, she just couldn't think straight.
Yeah, I mean, Yulia was a character that I thought was perfect, and I don't necessarily like or dislike her, because like I feel like she fulfilled her role. She was a slight comic relief. She was the only way to get slightly more information into this world of lore that we have no idea about still. There's animes who can do this, right? Not a lot of story, but boom, I'm gripped. So it's just one of them situations where you put a character there to give you a little bit of information, but not too much to keep you guessing. And this was just a huge guessing game, and I enjoyed it.
I don't think she was comic relief. I feel like Hannah was comic relief and Yulia wasn't needed to be that. So I think I would have preferred her to be a slightly more serious character that could have actually helped Miko out in terms of understanding things. But she just was there to be kind of funny, but I didn't find her funny.
What did you think about Hannah?
I loved Hannah's character, actually. I thought she was great. Ditzy, a bit of an airhead, let's just be honest. She didn't really seem to be too smart, but she was funny. She was a very genuine person, very kind and caring, and she doesn't just say things like going into that building to go and help that little boy with his dog. I would have just told him, look bro, call your mom and let's get some flyers out, because I'm not going in that building. I'm not going in that building. She actually went ahead and did it, even though she was anyone would be terrified. That building could have been structurally bad and could have collapsed, and she still soldiered through. She was a genuine character. Really liked her, but she's obviously clearly a lesbian.
Clearly.
I mean, you know, animes a lot of the times will just shy away from it. They don't really want to be too explicit, but I think that they gave us more than enough information to tell us that she definitely is. Calling the school nurse sexy, when she was doing the most with that stethoscope, when she actually asked Miko oh, are you asking me out, and seemed extremely happy about it. And then she also asked to see Miko in her underwear. And I know, that's not necessarily, but all the things added together, mate, she's definitely flying that rainbow flag.
Yeah, definitely some girl love here, and it was pretty cool to see how it didn't ruin the friendship, because Miko seemed straight. But it didn't ruin the friendship. It was just harmless flirting, that kind of thing. I mean, it was banter, isn't it?
Way too much fan service, though. Seriously.
Way too much.
Oh my god!
They're kids,
damn.
They're children.
Could you have just stopped just slightly? Did we really need a spirit that was also a pervert?
Yeah, that was a weird one for me. I get the gap my way, but yeah, come on.
I thought that the Haunted House episode was really refreshing, because we actually got to see Miko looking a lot different to the way we've seen her in the rest of the series. She was laughing, she was having a lot of fun, and although her screams weren't real screams, she was still getting the stress out of her body. And she also got to shout at one of the spirits and tell them to leave her alone, and it actually did as well. So it was nice to see her have a little bit more control, and I think that's when we started to see the turn where she's saying that she needs to start facing this head on. She hasn't done much to do so, but she has tried, and we're seeing that there's a beginning of character development for her.
Also, I thought that episode was slightly enlightening in the little theory I've got going on. She told the spirit to leave her alone, and it did. Does she have powers to control these spirits? That was the first time where she did something actually to a spirit rather than wait there to get touched by it. Do you get what I mean? So I was kind of thinking maybe that was the start. But again, like Ruka said, that misdirection thing happened and then never happened again. And then we saw the Shinto shrine spirits come and jump in every single time since then. So who knows?
Yeah, when she told the mom to release Zen, she definitely was saying Nabe. And also, I liked when they showed Zen's house for the first time because they really showed like the difference between this visual horror that we've been seeing the whole way through with these grotesque spirits, and then we saw Zen with the blood on his hands and on the container, and the way all of the house inside was kind of like a monochrome film almost. It was so dark, and the way you saw the blood coming down the thing, I thought it was absolutely excellent.
Yes,
like that whole thing was so good visually, and just putting it against that visual horror against the horror of the human heart.
Yeah, it was mad. And one of the most, I guess, really nice episodes was the one where the old lady had clearly had dementia, and then Miko helped her out by giving her the combination to the safe through the spirit of her late husband, and it turned her around, and I thought that was really heartwarming. And again, flipping the script, I was there thinking, all right, she's learned that she can actually interact with these people and use them for good or whatever. No, the rest of the episodes I'm here seeing them run away from them. But
yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm not saying that they did anything wrong. I'm just saying that I expected something else to happen, and it was pretty cool. Like, don't get me wrong, they made their decision in their story.
Okay then, so to the verdict.
Well,
big boy
no,
Sama.
No, Ruka. Last time you said it was a not, innit? So.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, Ruka. Was this a hot or not? Oh no, wait. Let's do it like you. Was this a hot or a waste of time?
This was a massive hot. I feel like for how good it was, I have not heard people talking about this one enough. It is probably one of my favorite animes of last year. Yep. I would definitely say that because it's really good. It's kind of got the same sort of feel as Other Side Picnic, but much more, it's funny to say, light-hearted, even though it wasn't very light-hearted at the same time. It was a really great season. I can't wait to see a season 2, so I really hope this one gets picked up for a season 2. It was absolutely great. I really enjoyed this one. It's very bingeable as well. You could definitely get through this one in one day with no problems. Like, when I got to the end, I was like, wait, what? How is it already done? Big boy Summer?
Well, it was a hot before, and it's definitely a hot now. Look, just like Rika said, it was very bingeable. I did enjoy the roller coaster. Yes, I would have liked more answers to the questions that it made me have. But did I enjoy watching it? Absolutely. Did I enjoy the ride? Yup. Is Miko a very good character? Absolutely. I thought that they did the characterization right, they did the plot right-ish, but the most important part was the world building, and they absolutely flipping smashed it. Definitely recommend this, guys. If you want an anime that you can do in a day, this is one of them. Easily bingeable. You'll still be left with questions in the end, but I definitely recommend this one.
And what a cliffhanger on top of that. So there you have it. We have both judged this one to be a massive hot, with a massive change of opinion from myself.
Massive.
So I guess Ruka is not always right.
Obviously.
So leave your comments down below.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and share.
And if you made it this far, thank you so much.
Peace.